Hello, happy Saturday morning. I'm upstairs on the bed. Ellie's getting Eve May ready for, I was about to say now, for ballet class. She's really excited her second lesson. And today I wanted to quickly talk about something because one thing that I've been very, very guilty of in the past myself, I'm still quite guilty of it. And I see many people guilty of the exact same thing, is setting your standards too high. I've heard these sort of quotes. It's like, is it shoot for the moon, and if you miss, you'll be amongst the stars, and all these cringeworthy statuses or quotes. And I can relate to them. I get them because we should set ourselves high standards. But what we should also be doing is bringing ourselves back down to earth and looking at being realistic. So, because for me, I've always set myself high standards. I've never achieved what I wanted to because I always wanted to be better than I was. And it's something that sort of stopped me from appreciating the success or the progress that I'd seen, because I would get to here and I'd be pissed off that I wasn't here, even though I was down here beforehand. So it's important to be aware of where you are right now and every little bit of progress that you make, because that can help you build momentum. Whereas if you set yourself standards that are too high, your expectations are too high, you're only going to end up setting yourself up for long-term misery, failure and disappointment. And I've seen this through so many people when it comes to health and fitness goals. They'll set themselves a goal. They want to lose, I don't know, 3 stone off the top of my head. They'll want to lose 3 stone. They'll set themselves a target. That target might seem realistic, but they're like really, really fixated. They must hit that target. And then they get to the time that they'd given themselves, only lost 2 stone. And they're pissed off, frustrated, fed up, angry, annoyed, disappointed, blah, blah, blah. All these negative emotions and feelings towards the fact that they didn't achieve that 3 stone. And they'll miss the fact that they actually lost 2 stone. They should feel very, very proud of that because they'd made progress. Many people don't make progress. So it's important to set yourself realistic goals. It's important to make challenging realistic goals, but it's also important to appreciate every little win along the way, every little bit of success. If you're somebody who currently watching this video and you're really, really low in confidence and you want to make a reach out to ask somebody for help, like myself, that's a very big step. That's a positive step in the right direction. Even if you don't do a massive deal after it, you've made a small step in the right direction, because we can be so harsh on ourselves. We can we can put ourselves down daily. And I see this happening, and all it's going to do is eat you up. It's going to make you feel like you're not achieving things that you are achieving. It's going to make you feel embarrassed, disappointed. Then it's not fair. Things have to change. So I'm just going to read some of these comments before I go on. One of my mates, so true, did this for years. Yeah. And I think that's a big part of the reason why I've suffered so much myself, because I set myself these high standards and no matter what, nothing was ever good enough. And it's only really now the last, I'd say 18 months, I've been comfortable with understanding that I am enough. And it's important for you who's watching this to understand that you are enough. We don't need anybody else, anything else, a number on a scales, a body shape, a fitness level to be happy. We have the ability to be happy. We know that we're born with the ability to be happy from day one. Happiness is inside of us. We just sometimes have to dig a little bit deeper. So it's important that we're not setting ourselves these standards too high. Yes, you do aim high, Andrea. I know that. I've known you years now and worked with you, and I'm so glad that you're aware of it, because it is good. I think it's important to set yourself high standards. It really is. I'm not dismissing that. But what it is important to understand is that every little bit of progress is valuable. Every little bit of progress is important and it should be celebrated. Don't be too harsh on yourself. Stop making unrealistic goals or beating yourself up when you don't quite achieve it, because I've done that before. I set up businesses. I was annoyed it wasn't better. I've then moved away and I was annoyed things didn't happen the way I wanted, and I could constantly be annoyed, upset, frustrated about it. And it's this vicious cycle that's difficult to get out of when you're always aiming that bit higher, bit higher, bit higher. It's great to see progress, because I talk to clients about this. We want to make progress, always, never settling. But at the same time, it's important to remember, forget perfection, forget that thinking that we always have to be the best. It's just progress. Progress is progress, whether it be a huge leap and bound, whether it be a small step. And half of the time I would actually say the smaller steps consistently are going to add up more and more. I know we talk about this with like nutrition, we talk about it with our exercise, but it's the same with our lifestyle, it's the same with careers, it's the same with relationships. Small baby steps will get you there much quicker than those big leaps and bounds that end up tripping up and knocking you backwards again, okay? That's all I've got on a Saturday morning. A little bit interesting. For me, it's important you're not too harsh on yourself. I think that's the first thing I would say to anybody that wants to start working towards their goals. Don't be too harsh on yourself. Celebrate every little win. That'll help you build momentum, help you feel positive, and that positivity is infectious. It's going to spread. Everyone around you will be positive, and it's that vicious cycle of positivity. Do it the opposite way and watch how quickly that negativity spreads. Okay, so try spread the positivity. Teresa, again, another woman that Ellie and I are fortunate enough to coach, inspirational. She's running marathons. She's out running no matter what the weather, and she doesn't have excuses. She looks at the positives. Every little bit of progress she makes, every step she makes on that road is one step closer to her achieving the marathons that she's been doing. So it's, you know, it's something that we're applying every day with clients, but I think it's important to spread this as much and as far and as wide as we can. Every little bit of progress should be celebrated. That's all I've got. Have a good weekend, peeps. See ya.